Kia ora e te iwi and welcome to The Chew.
The Chew.
Where we get to chew the fat of a random kaupapa. Anea hau ko taika māua ko kori.
Kia ora.
Coming at you on te rā o Hato Patariki or St. Patrick's Day. So given the theme, we thought it was a really good idea to give you our top 5 beers.
Yeah. Yep. Beersies.
So this is the day to get into a few Waipiro or a few beers. So let's crack straight into it. So I'll get you to kick off your number 5.
Rightio. So my number 5, I've got to actually refer to my little piece of paper, but so my number 5 is a very common one, pretty standard one out there. It is Heineken. Yeah, dirty old Heineken. No other reason than it kind of tastes okay to me, and it's readily available. I notice a lot of people who go to parties, they supply Heineken. So I ended up drinking Heineken because, sometimes it was the only free one going.
No, I totally agree with you there. They've always got Heineken at a wedding, or, at some sort of party, and it always seems to go down pretty well. Yep. Made in or originates from Amsterdam, potentially?
No idea, bro. No idea. I have a feeling we probably make them here in New Zealand. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Yeah, we brew a lot of overseas stuff here. Yeah.
Yep. But I think originally from Dutchland in Amsterdam. Yeah. When I was over there, they had the Amsterdam factory. Yep, I've got a bit too haurangi to go there, actually. So, I don't know the full history, but no, totally agree with you there with Heineken. Cool. My number 5 is a local beer, actually, which is down at Cargo Brewery, which is the lager down there.
Lager,
Yeah. It doesn't have a flash name or anything. It's just a local lager beer that they do.
Just a Cargo Brewery lager.
Yeah. I think they started off at Waititi Creek down there. Down at the winery, I believe they hold a few concerts down there, started brewing their own beers, and then they set up shop out Arthur's Point there.
They're in Arthur's Point. Whereabouts are they there?
Opposite the bowling alley.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I remember the sign now. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's now the Cargo Brewery and Restaurant, which used to be Gantley's, I believe. So, yep, they're pouring all their craft beers down there. So, yeah, Cargo Brewery. Right?
Yeah. Right, so that's the old Gantley's.
Yep.
Yeah, right, gotcha.
Cool.
So,
back to you, Hika.
My number 4, another favourite, another international brand, Stella Artois.
Oh, yeah, that gets a bit of a reputation too, the old stuff. Which is stereotype.
Yeah. I'm a pretty bland. I don't have a complex palate, bro. Especially not when it comes to beer. I just drink what gets me drunk and what tastes good at the same time.
Yeah, it's been renowned, and whether this is a myth, well, I know, but these are this is the word on the street with Stella Artois, is it can cause quite a fair bit of violence in people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's known as the I really shouldn't say this because it's not a very nice thing to say, but they call it the old white beer drink. And we don't condone any violence. We don't condone any of that at all. But through my English friends, that's what I've heard. Yeah.
Is that right? Oh, geez. Well, it doesn't do that to me, thank God. Yeah. So, yeah. So your number 4, bro?
Well, my number 4 is down in the deep, dirty south, Spates.
Spates?
Yeah, Spates. When I first got down here, it was pretty much one of the only beers that you could get at all the breweries, at all the bars. I used to be a Leon Rouge drinker,
Yeah.
The old Lion Ferro, Lime Red. And when we got down south, it was really hard to get. It was really expensive. So we just converted to Spates because it was cheap, it was everywhere. And quite recently, just in the last lockdown, me and the missus, we actually started getting back into the old Spates crates.
Nice.
So being a bit of an environmentalist, well, hey, you can recycle the old crate bottles, you can save room in the old glass bin. So take those crates back into the liquor shop and they'll fill it up here. And I'd actually worked out it was the cheapest way to drink too. So.
Oh, really? Well, that's a throwback to the old days, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gee, you don't hear that much anymore?
No. I know crate day in this region is pretty big, but probably for the last 2 years it's been crate day every day around this one. So. Have you ever done the Spates tour in Dunedin?
Yeah.
The brewery tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good, eh?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I enjoyed it. I was surprised at how complicated the whole thing was, actually. Yeah. I thought it'd be just like one room and that's it, with a few things in it. But, no, it was an awesome tour. Well, actually, the end of the tour was pretty good too, Sitting in the bar, drinking as much Spates as you could handle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the tour guide said they'd put a bit of a restriction on because a few people prior were just going a bit too hard. So he'll play this video, and he says you got to the end of the video, and then it's no more, free pouring your own beers. So as soon as he started, I pretty much stood next to the tap and was just necking them.
Oh, there's always people that ruin it, man. Because it was what do you call it? Unlimited when I was, I went through. So we were lucky enough to just like have as much as we wanted. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me that's Spates, and if I've got a choice, the crates.
Yep. So my number 3, bit of an international beer. This one I haven't seen in New Zealand, although I'm sure you get it in New Zealand. San Miguel.
San Miguel.
Yeah, San Miguel. Yeah. So when I travelled around Asia, this was one of the common beers. Sing Tao was another one, the Chinese beer. But oh man, they gave me a hell of a headache. So San Miguel. San Miguel was the beer of choice all through the Philippines, bro. So I drank copious amounts of that, and so from here on up, my choices of my top are because they don't give me hangovers, bro. So San Miguel never gave me a hangover, and so I threw a lot of beers away after I worked out that these 3 in particular don't give me hangovers. Yeah.
Yep. So is it a lager, and is it a quite strong percentage, or?
Nah. No, it is a lager. Although for me it tasted a bit more like a draft. It tasted like a New Zealand draft. It actually just tasted like a New Zealand brewery's beer. That's why I liked it. Quite sweet, not hoppy at all. Yeah. Yeah. So easy to drink, easy to get drunk, and didn't give me a hangover.
I thought you would be like a lot of us seasoned Māori out there that just don't get hangovers.
Nah, man. I have in all things that go into my mouth, I have a very non-complex palate, bro. It's just give me a boil up or a roast, and don't put any sauce or anything on it. Just exactly how it is. Yeah.
I suppose that's one of my superpowers that I probably inherited from my father and his father and his father before him. Which is like I don't get hangovers. I might get maybe one a year.
Really?
When I do, it's probably like 10 of them in one go. But it's pretty rare. Pretty rare.
And was that the case for like when you were real young as well?
When I first started drinking on the scene, I'm not going to tell you how old I was. I know. I was doing some pretty crazy type of drinking. Like I remember going to a party with a hip flask of Jim Beam and just pretty much standing in the bush and nicking as much of that as I could. And when I was doing silly things like that, I was feeling pretty rotten. But, if I drank sensibly, then I wouldn't usually get a hangover.
Good. Man, you're lucky. I got a hangover from just from smelling anything, bro. Man, I got hangovers for times I didn't even feel. I'm pretty sure I didn't even drink. I wake up with a hangover. Man, I was terrible. And so, when I found these 3 beers and they didn't give me a hangover, that's it. Throw the rest out. Yeah.
And we had like this magic potion too, even though we're going off topic here, I know, that my grandmother used to brew. It was a mouldy remedy, and it's actually quite common now, but she'd been brewing this for a good 40, 50 odd years.
Wow.
So she went and seen like, a tohunga or a mouldy doctor, per se, when she was going through menopause. And they gave her this recipe to make this drink or this tea, and it was supposed to help her with menopause and purify her blood and be a bit of a healthy elixir for her. So she started doing that, and then as we sort of come onto the scene, we used to go around there and have a couple of drinks of that in the morning, which would revitalise us after a few beers, or would have a couple before we go to bed. And even a few of my aunties and cousins that used to get hangovers would feel pretty good after having, this magical elixir before and in the morning. Even my wife, she swore by it. She woke up one New Year's Day. She was working in a dairy, and she was, super hungover, spewing up all over the place. So I dragged her up to my nan's house, gave her the elixir.
The elixir.
And she bounced right back about an hour later and went to work, and she felt fine.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So did you call it the elixir, bro? Because that's a wicked name for something like that.
No, I just made that name up. Now, boy, we used to call it, or my nan called it, or still calls it to this day, mushroom juice. Yeah, and it's well known in today's world as kombucha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, so she would get like the portobello mushroom, mix the tea and do all these other things with it, and then the good, what would you call it? Or the good nutrients from the mushroom would then go into this tea, and after a while it would ferment, and then you drink the tea out of it. Yeah. So, and the funny thing with the portobello mushroom, my wife's going to be like, no, it's not like that. My name's going to be, what's he talking about? But the mushroom actually starts to grow like another mushroom on top of it.
Oh,
and it just
really?
Continually just keeps growing, and then you're just taking the old part out, burying it, and just keeping the new mushroom, which has those good nutrients for you in it.
Yeah. All right. It sounds complicated, though.
Pretty easy. I've actually got one in the kitchen brewing, so next time I come over, I'll hit you a glass of it.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to guess that it doesn't taste particularly nice, but it's good for you.
Yeah, I suppose it just tastes like a bit of a sweet tea if it's done correctly.
Oh, okay.
Like a fruit tea. Yeah. Mixed with a little bit of vinegar.
Ooh. Oh, crack.
So yeah, the kombucha or elixir, yeah.
The elixir. So we're on to your number 3, bro.
My number 3 is Blue Moon.
Blue Moon. What the hell is Blue Moon?
Coors. So I believe they're in America. It's an American beer. It's a Belgian wheat beer. So when I was over in the States, it was everywhere on tap. And they used to serve it like a Corona. Instead of a lemon or a lime, they would put an orange in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was like an orangey, fruity beer, and it was just beautiful. Yep. So nice. Blue Moon's by Miller and Coors, and I think Coke started selling it here a number of years ago, but I haven't found it since. So probably didn't last too long over here, competing with these popular brands such as Lion Red,
Draft. Cool. So that's number 3, Blue Moon.
Blue Moon, yep.
I like it just because of the name, bro. So, man, my list is so boring, but it's the truth, whānau. So, my number 2 is dirty old Corona. Corona. And no, not the disease, the beer.
Corona. The lemon or a lime?
No, I don't do that lemon and lime thing. Nah. As soon as a Spanish friend of mine told me they only do that to keep the flies out of the neck of the bottle, I was like, oh, well, then why do we drink it with lemon and lime? So, yeah. No, I just like the beer, actually, and it doesn't give me a hangover. It's tasty, you know. And I think we might even bottle some of it here.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Possibly.
Yeah.
The first time I seen or heard about Corona was actually on Fast and the Furious 1, the original movie.
That was a long time ago, bro.
Yeah.
I think the Rock had hair back then too. He wasn't even in the movie.
Yeah, The Rock's not even in the original one. That's I can't remember what his name is. The
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, that's him. Yep,
Paul Walker, that's him.
Yep. And anyway, they're having their first drift racing. Then the cops come and they all run off and they all meet back at Vin Diesel's house.
Yep.
And Paul Walker was the only person that went out and, got Dom, I think his name was, and brought him back to the house. And he grabbed the other guy's beer and said, you can have any beer as long as it's a Corona. And gives him a Corona. Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing it's a big overseas beer as well because much like San Miguel, Corona was one of the main beers that I drank when I was around Asia as well. So, I just got a taste for it. It didn't give me a hangover, so I'm like, I can do this one. Probably the only reason it doesn't hit the number 1 is because it's a bit pricey, compared to some other beers anyway. So, but it's a good drop. That's my number 2, Corona.
So number 2 for me is another local beer, which is a bit further out than Tahuna, but it's still in Tahuna, which is Glenorchy Brew.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
You've tasted some good stuff, bro. Man, I don't even know these beers, eh?
Well, I'm lucky because one of my mates, Steve, Kia ora, Steve.
Kia ora, Steve.
He actually brews it, so he used to do it for fun. Yep, he was like right into brewing his own beer. One of these craftsmen, and they had a bit of a community out there that used to do a lot of beer brewing out there.
Yep.
And a lot of people really liked his beer, so he started to get some industrial equipment, make it on a high level and sell it in the local pub there in Glenorchy. And then it started to reach into Queenstown, and now he's got kegs and packs of his beer and Henry's and Fresh Choice and a few other places.
Really?
Yeah. Around
Wicked.
Even Cromwell. Yeah.
Far out. Well, that must be a pretty good professional outfit, to get into those places. Yeah.
Yeah, and his mountain ale is awesome. That's the one I usually go for. Yep. He's got 2 others. One's called Red Shed IPA, which is pretty good if you're into pale ales. And if you're a bit of a Pilsner person, his Paradise Pilsner's pretty awesome. So you can definitely swing by Henry's or Henry's. And
Henry's.
Yep, or a pack.
Oh, Henry's.
Modifying everything, eh?
Yeah. Henry's is Henry's whānau, just in case you didn't catch the reference. Henry's liquor shop. Yeah.
So that's my number 2, Glenorchy Brew, Mountain Pale Ale.
Awesome. Man, I'm such a casual, bro. I don't know. I don't drink craft beer. You know, there's plenty in Arrowtown here. There's guys that serve up some really good stuff at Fork and Tap. And I just don't even know what it is because I'm not into that real bitter, you know, hoppy, malty. The malty stuff's okay, but it's that hop taste is too strong for me, eh? Yeah. So that leads me on to my number one, bro. And I am not ashamed to say this. I am not ashamed to say it. My number one is the dirty old Speight's. Yeah. Now that is a good beer.
Triple star.
Yes. Still pleasantly enjoyed in great hotels throughout Southland. Speight's. Yeah, it's cheap, it's tasty, and it doesn't give me a hangover. Boom. Yeah. There's my number one.
My brother actually said he called it the chicken of beer.
Yes, it's a good description, man. Yep.
Where everyone that's been drinking, you know, all your Danny Vegas, well, I know up there who are diehard Tui people.
Danny Vegas.
Yeah, that's Danny Burke. Well, I know. Yep. All the Wellingtonians who are all diehard Leon Rouge or Lion Red fans, whenever they try Speight's, they all go, "Oh, this tastes like a Tui," or "Oh, this tastes like a Lion Red."
Yeah, well, you know, what I found, and I'm not any kind of you know, what do you call it? I'm no expert on beers. You've already mentioned that I don't have a palate for this stuff, but Speight's, Lion Red, Lion Brown, all of the New Zealand brewery stuff pretty much kind of tastes the same. The difference with Speight's is I don't know, it tastes a little bit better to me, and it's the one out of all of those that doesn't give me a hangover.
Yeah.
Easier
finish and some decent questions under the cap too.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yep. So there's always a pop quiz, a sports quiz under every cap. Look at that. You can drink beer and be intelligent at the same time.
Educational beer. You should be in marketing.
No, as long as they keep making it cheap, I'll keep saying this is the beer, and as long as it still keeps not giving me a hangover too. Yeah. So my number one, dirty old Speight's.
Dirty old Speight's.
Yeah.
Cool. So back to me, my number one, and yeah, I'm not ashamed to say it either. I know, you know, I had some pretty good selections previously in my previous four, but you know, I might get a few comments, I might get a bit of hate mail for this one, but yeah, it's dirty old Flame.
Flame.
Flame on.
Oh, Flame. I used to love Flame, bro. Used to love the old Flames. Yeah.
Yeah. Specifically the cans.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, Flames, 5.2%, $21 for a 15 pack. Not a dozen, 15 pack.
Ooh, that's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Even now, is that the price these days?
Yeah, I just had a look on Big Barrel, I think, on the website there, and it was, $21. Sure. At Big Barrel.
Wow.
So that was part and parcel of me getting into Flames way back in the day. I was going in there, and it was a bit of a childhood throwback. They used to be quite prominent back in the day because they were cheap, they were nasty, they were strong.
Yeah.
So I thought, why not, you know, take me back to the old days, you know, passing out in the bushes and, you know, spewing all over myself and get me a pack of Flames. So when I seen they were 20, when I purchased them back quite a few years ago, it was $18.
Wow.
I was like, whoa.
$18.
You're just giving them away.
Man. Yeah, well, you know the joke, that when a beer's too cheap, it's because it's like the dregs of the barrel. You know, it's like the scum at the bottom that they scoop up.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it too. If it's cheap, I'll have it. Yeah.
Hey, and everyone that was born, pre-90s everyone's got a flame story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not usually a good one, but it's pretty humorous. So yeah, guilty pleasure there on the beers. Wino. Yep. Flame 5.2%.
Oosh. Big call that for a number one, bro. I love it. I love it. Just the value alone, mate, gives me that yes.
Like I said, it's cheap, so don't be shy to get in there. I know money's tight these days, Wino, and we don't condone lots of alcohol consumption. Everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation.
Yep. If you're pinching a few pennies and you can't afford the coronas, or even the space, then kick it down a notch and get your 15 pack of flames.
So do you have any honourable mentions, bro?
Yeah, I did actually. You've named a couple of them. Heineken was one of them. I'm always, like I said before, always down for a nice, cool, refreshing Heineken as long as it's cold. Lion Red, growing up in Taranaki, that was always the local beer that everyone used to get into. What about yourself?
Yeah, I have a couple. Tiger beer.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Tiger beer, Singaporean beer. That's quite tasty. I used to get a bit of a hangover on it, but it's a really tasty beer. Lager, easy to drink. And, so again, when I was in Singapore, that was the beer of the time. So, that's one of my special mentions.
Another one was the 2%. There's a lemon, might be export. I think they've got like a 2%.
Oh yeah,
lemon flavored one. Yeah.
A lemon one. Yeah.
Yep. And
I've never tasted that. Is it nice?
Yeah, people will poo-poo me, but for going down that road and trying the 2%. But I thought it was quite refreshing. So if you don't want to. If you don't want a lemonade, but you don't want a beer, then it's almost like a shandy.
Shandy, yeah. Yeah, that's right. As Jake the Muss would say, bro, off to the lounge bar with the ladies for you.
Hey, if he said that to me, I'll be like, I'll definitely go where the ladies are going. It's probably better music.
Yeah. Me too. Before I do the old, bro, you're quite short, actually. Yeah. And you look a hell of a lot like Boba Fett.
Oh, kia ora, Tim Ueda.
I love Tim. I get shout outs about Tim all the time on my TikTok, because anytime an American comes across my TikTok, I get the classic, this guy looks like Boba Fett. Hey, anyone notice this guy looks like Jango Fett? Like, no, I never heard that one before, man.
Is that a compliment or?
It's a compliment to me, bro. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll take it.
Because I seen him recently in the book of Boba Fett recently, and he's looking pretty scarred up and beaten up.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
But other than that, Wino, that pretty much rounds out all our beers, so we know it's a topical subject for a lot of people. Hey, and on St. Paddy's Day, I'm not sure whether, Guinness is supposed to be the brew of choice, which didn't really make our lists, being Kiwi boys. She's a bit...
Yeah, sorry to all the DB drinkers and all the Steiny drinkers. I know the bro Willie up home, he's a hearty Steiny boy, but man, I just can't drink the Steinies, they kill me. Yeah.
Unless it's the pure, a Steiny pure.
Oh, Steiny pure. Good point, bro. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But the classics, oh yeah, yep, she's a bit rough.
Yeah, the classics rough, bro. Nah, Steiny Pure, I can drink that, and I'll go straight to the ladies' bar with that one. I'll go straight to the lounge bar with the ladies.
So get in those comments, Wano. Let us know what your thoughts are. Put your top 5 in there. Mud us out if you want to.
Yeah, we don't care. I don't care what you say about my spates. Every day.
Hit a subscribe and like. And, thanks for tuning in. And we'll catch you next time on the tube. Mā te wā.
Mā te wā.